Saint-Jean marque le début un peu différent à cause de la COVID. C'est qu'il n'y a pas autant d'emplois pour les étudiants que l'année
We've been
passée.
online for 2 fucking
Sans
seconds.
emploi, c'est difficile de payer les frais de scolarité quotidiens. On avait donc annoncé en avril un plan de 9 milliards de dollars pour venir en aide aux étudiants et aux nouveaux diplômés. Ça inclut la prestation canadienne d'urgence pour les étudiants, qui leur donne au moins 1 250 dollars par mois jusqu'en août. On s'est aussi engagé à créer 76 000 emplois pour les jeunes dans les secteurs qui ont besoin d'un coup de main en ce moment et à instaurer un programme qui accorderait des bourses à ceux qui impliquent dans leur communauté. Et aujourd'hui, on donne suite à nos engagements. On lance la bourse canadienne pour le bénévolat étudiant, qui va permettre aux jeunes d'acquérir de l'expérience tout en contribuant à leur communauté. Si tu es étudiant au cégep ou à l'université, ou encore si tu viens d'obtenir ton diplôme et que tu décides de faire du bénévolat cet été, tu peux recevoir une bourse de 1 000 à 5 000 dollars. Le montant exact sera déterminé en fonction du nombre d'heures que tu as fait entre le 18 juin et le 15 septembre. Pour en apprendre plus sur le programme et pour trouver des opportunités dans ta région, va sur le site du gouvernement. Aujourd'hui, on lance le portail « Je veux aider », justement pour ça. Dans le cadre de notre plan pour aider les étudiants, notre gouvernement va aussi investir 40 millions de dollars pour créer 5 000 stages MyTax pour les étudiants de niveau postsecondaire. MyTax est un organisme à but non lucratif qui favorise la collaboration entre les universités et le secteur privé. Ils aident à former la prochaine génération de chercheurs en mettant sur pied des projets innovateurs. Habituellement, les programmes MyTax sont destinés aux étudiants à la maîtrise ou au doctorat qui font de la recherche. Le financement qu'on apporte aujourd'hui va leur permettre d'étendre la portée de leur programme de façon à inclure les étudiants du premier cycle et des programmes comme la médecine, le droit ou le MBA. Par exemple, l'un de leurs nouveaux programmes va mettre des étudiants au MBA en contact avec des petites entreprises qui font face à des défis particuliers à cause de la COVID-19. MyTax pourra aussi nouer de nouveaux partenariats avec des organismes comme des hôpitaux, des fondations et des gouvernements municipaux pour créer encore plus d'options pour les jeunes. C'est une bonne nouvelle, non seulement pour les étudiants qui vont pouvoir mettre leurs connaissances à profit, mais aussi pour les propriétaires d'entreprises et l'avenir de notre pays. L'innovation a une place de plus en plus centrale au sein de l'économie mondiale. Pour assurer la vigueur et la résilience de l'économie canadienne, on doit investir dans la recherche et surtout dans la relève. On doit faire en sorte que les jeunes possèdent les bons outils pour travailler, innover et réussir dans l'économie de demain. Et c'est donc pourquoi notre gouvernement va investir dans Emploi Été Canada pour ajouter 10 000 placements en milieu de travail pour les étudiants âgés entre 15 et 30 ans. On va aussi soutenir la création de 20 000 autres placements pour les étudiants du cégep et de l'université dans des secteurs en forte demande par l'entremise du programme de stage pratique pour les étudiants. Et pour faire en sorte que les jeunes soient bien préparés pour les emplois de l'avenir, on investit dans le programme de compétences numériques pour les jeunes et ordinateurs pour les écoles et plus.
The schools,
students are facing unique challenges this summer due to the pandemic. At the same time, many are wondering how they can help in the fight against COVID-19. So today, we're launching the new Canada Student Service Grant, which will allow post-secondary students and recent grads to gain valuable experience while also contributing to their communities. If you're a college or university student, or if you just graduated and you decide to volunteer this summer, you could get a grant of between $1,000 and $5,000. The exact amount will depend on how many hours you've completed. To learn more about this program,
wait. You're gonna pay people for work, what are you fucking doing?
The new I Want to Help portal. Our government will also invest $40 million to create 5,000 MyTax internships for post-secondary students as part of our $9 billion plan to help students during this crisis. MyTax is an NGO that builds partnerships between universities and industry. With their training programs, internships, and projects, they help produce the next generation of innovators.
He's got a lot of stress on him, man.
MyTax caters to master's or PhD research students, but with the funding we're announcing today, they'll expand their internship opportunities to undergraduate students and students in professional programs like law, medicine, and business. For example, one of their new programs will connect MBA students to small businesses that are facing challenges because of the pandemic. The funding will also allow MyTax to partner with more organizations like hospitals, foundations, and municipal governments to create even more opportunities for young people. If we want to build a strong and resilient economy, we have to invest in the next generation. We have to make sure our young people have the right tools to work, innovate, and succeed in the economy of the future. In this vein, our government will invest in Canada Summer Jobs to create 10,000 new job placements for young people aged between 15 and 30. We will also support an additional 20,000 job placements for post-secondary students in high-demand sectors through the Student Work Placement Program. And to make sure young people are prepared for the jobs of tomorrow, we're investing in the Digital Skills for Youth and the Computer for Schools Plus programs. Minister Baines will have more to say on this later, but here's the bottom line. There are fewer jobs and many co-op, internship, and community service placements because of the pandemic. So if you're a student and new grad, we're creating tens of thousands of jobs.
I got like 100 sewer girls. I
We're
gotta go
making
clean
sure
it.
that you can still learn new skills, gain valuable work experience, make money for the year ahead, and contribute to your community. Au fil des ans, le Canada s'est affirmé comme un leader mondial de l'innovation. Nos chercheurs et scientifiques sont reconnus à travers le monde pour leurs avancées. And
the Prime Minister just speaking in French just right now, and he basically said that the federal government will create the Canada Student Services Grant for students of anywhere between $1,000 and $5,000 for future post-secondary school. Now, the exact amount of money, he says, is essentially going to depend on the number of volunteer hours that the student puts in this summer. The Prime Minister also announcing today they will create...
Which airs Saturdays and Sundays, press 1. Comments about our programming which will not be used on the air, press 2. Thanks for calling the 680 News listener line and
680 News listener line. Good news story.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Est-ce que je parle en français ou anglais? Anglais. We're listening to the Prime Minister talk to us in the official languages of the country, and you covered him over with some jackass telling us he's talking in French right now. Like, we're fucking retarded. Have a nice fucking day.
To send this message, press pound or hang up. To play it, 3.
Est-ce que je parle en français ou anglais? Anglais. We're listening to the Prime Minister talk to us in the official language of the country, and you...
To send this message, press pound or hang up.
Big three agencies just downgraded us. What does this say about your government as money managers, and are there any fiscal anchors left to hold on?
Are you retarded? We got double A+.
What it says is, in this historic, unprecedented pandemic, we needed to help Canadians. We came into this situation.
We got the best credit rating in the world, except maybe what? Switzerland and what? Japan? Maybe,
and we
I don't
put
know.
that to work for people.
Like, I literally don't know because it's so high up. You never thought
more
about
than
it.
$50 billion into people's pockets through the Canada Emergency Response Benefit. We've supported our entrepreneurs.
Some
We've
old man in
made sure through
Chinese is like
various
130
programs
cents. Give the Canadians the money. They're good
not
for it.
only protect themselves through this pandemic, but also
old man in
hold
Russia.
our
I guarantee you, around the
standing
world,
so
they're
that
having this conversation.
when we get out of this, as we restart, our economy will come roaring back. That was a decision that we needed to make, because supporting Canadians is always the priority of this government. Okay. Dans cette pandémie, dans cette crise sans précédent, nous avions besoin de privilégier l'aide aux Canadiens. C'est pour ça qu'on a investi plus de 50 milliards de dollars dans la prestation canadienne d'urgence pour justement permettre aux Canadiens non seulement de prendre les décisions pour se protéger pendant cette pandémie, pour aplatir la courbe et protéger les gens de la COVID-19, mais aussi pour permettre à nos travailleurs, à nos familles, à nos entrepreneurs et à nos entreprises de rester intactes pendant cette crise pour qu'on puisse revenir en force lors de la relance. C'était la priorité de ce gouvernement et ça continuera d'être la priorité de ce gouvernement, investir pour aider les Canadiens à pouvoir passer à travers.
Okay.
Beijing suggested yesterday it would be open to swapping Meng Wanzhou for the two Michaels. Are you scared doing so would set a precedent and give Xi Jinping more leverage to blackmail you later on?
Wu Jinping?
It is obvious that the first priority of any government is to protect its citizens. And that's why we are working so
Don't you want to do the same thing for you ignorant
bring
whore?
back those two Michaels who've been arbitrarily detained for political reasons, as Beijing continues to suggest. And that's wrong.
Now, supposedly they came out and admitted
But
it
at the
today.
same time, our responsibility is to make sure that we're also protecting Canadians into the future. And if countries around the world, including China, realize that by arbitrarily arresting random Canadians, they can get what they want out of Canada politically, well, that makes an awful lot more Canadians who travel around the world vulnerable to that kind of pressure. So we will continue to stand for our strong, independent justice system. We will do everything we can to bring home the two Michaels, and we will continue to do everything we need to do to make sure that all Canadians are protected going forward. Une des responsabilités premières de tout gouvernement, c'est d'assurer la sécurité de ses citoyens. C'est pour ça que nous travaillons avec acharnement pour ramener les deux Michael de leur détention arbitraire en Chine. Mais protéger les Canadiens, c'est protéger tous les Canadiens, y compris les Canadiens qui, dans l'avenir, vont voyager à travers le monde, y compris en Chine. Et si un gouvernement comprend qu'en arrêtant de façon aléatoire des Canadiens, ils peuvent...
Chinese trying to prove a point.
You've been listening to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau here on 680 News. The Prime Minister again just recapping, announcing today the Canada Student Services Grant for students between 1,000 and 5,000 for post-secondary school this fall. Now, the exact amount of money is going to depend on the number of volunteer hours that the student puts in this summer.
What's Mike you want back?
I'm saying today that they're going to create 10,000 new summer jobs for people between the ages of 15 and 30. And the Prime Minister also reiterating today, when it comes to COVID-19, we have to not only think about the next couple of weeks, but the next couple of months as well, especially when it comes to a potential.
You're reading off the translation somebody gave you. Thank you.
This half hour, you're listening to 680 News.
Well, big changes could be on the way for how Toronto police operate in this city. Mayor John Tory announcing today he wants several things to happen, including a non-police response team for certain situations.
They've been in transit since 1 this morning.
Now with more on the reforms that the mayor is calling for. Loman.
Steve, we've seen the protests on the streets here in Toronto, across Canada, and across North America, and around the world, calling for shifts in the way policing is done, defunding the police, different changes, and now Mayor Tory stepping forward with a pretty detailed motion that would do a lot of significant changes to the way Toronto police conduct their business. And one of the main things that this motion talks about is creating a non-police-led response to non-violent mental health calls. So creating a community-led response to any sort of mental health calls, which is something that a lot of people have been really pushing for. Tory says, now we knew that there was a motion coming to council next week calling for a 10% defunding of police. Didn't sound like that was going to pass. However, this motion laid out by Tory does say that if some of them
Tory's talking about
non-police, it would be a natural defunding of police because that money would be pulled out and then put to other programs such as the non-police response to non-violent mental health calls. Tory speaking right now. I'll have all the details on what he has to say.
Why are you talking then? I shut up when I heard you saying the same thing.
Well, happening now in Brampton, Collingwood Avenue near here, Ontario, just north of Mayfield Road, remains closed this morning for reports of a person in distress. Peel officers received a medical call just after 1 this morning. Constable Heather Cannon says the police presence is not unusual for this type of situation. I don't think it's any one specific case that has led us to respond in this way. This is something that this is how we would respond. And every case.
Why are you talking about? You know what you're talking
every
about.
Case is
She
different.
doesn't know what she's talking about.
People are being asked to avoid that area.
You're listening to 680 News. Well, Ontario's tourism industry could be taking a multi-billion-dollar hit because of the impact of COVID-19. Stuart McGinn joining us live with the latest this morning. Stuart.
Yes, Steve, more than $11 billion could be lost by the time we see international travel return to some semblance of normal. While Ontario's Financial Accountability Office says any revenue from the eventual return of sports or other public events will be significantly handicapped by physical distancing measures. Minister of Heritage, Sport, Tourism and Culture, Lisa MacLeod, is holding a news conference this hour talking about these financial impacts. It comes as all of Ontario, except for the towns of Leamington and Kingsville, just outside of Windsor, are now in stage 2 of reopening. But Premier Doug Ford defended his decision to hold those towns back to protect workers on local farms.
If you don't appreciate the migrant workers, then you go out in the fields and start working your back off when it's 100 degrees out in the middle of the summer. These people are good people.
It's several outbreaks amongst those workers, most of whom have been living in close quarters. Meanwhile, Ontario's gradual downward trend in cases this month starting to flatten, with 189 new cases today and 10 new deaths amongst more than 27,000 tests completed. Reporting live, Stuart McGinn, 680 News.
Now the 680 News gas price update. Enpro predicts the price will drop 4 cents at midnight to $1.09 a liter.
Rona asks renovators how good they're feeling about getting outside this summer. Are you kidding? Look at my smile. This is
Yeah,
radio.
so you don't gotta work for the farmer. You go pay your $6, get your apples, and go fucking make your own apples.
No, they can't see you. Hey, dude.
Or I can work at the machine, because I can't go to the store every day, let alone fucking
DIY project videos.
go
Find
apple
everything you
picking.
need for
I don't want to be paying for the refrigeration of apples. It don't go bad.
Outside. Conditions apply.
And if it does, it's
680
good.
News Time, 1041.
Time for traffic and weather together on the lines. Here's Jordan
Try
Kerr.
and get a
This
40
report is brought to you
today.
by Shoppers
Bring
Drug
back some
Mart.
of these
It's not too bad
bottles.
out there. You're going to find a couple of delays, though. On the Toronto-bound QEW, it's backed up from the Burlington Skyway to North Shore. It's all because of construction in the right lane. On the eastbound 401, a delay from Mississauga to approaching Mavis. A minor bunch up through Keele and the Express. We had an issue through here, but it's already cleared away. And then eastbound 401 is jammed east of the GTA as you go into Port Health because of paving work. 3 lanes are blocked off, so only the shoulder getting by. And eastbound 401 is jammed from approaching Wesleyville to approaching Toronto Road going to Port Health. Really heavy. Highway 2, a good alternate. On the westbound 401, I see a delay right now west on 401 between Yonge and Avenue Road in the express lanes, and then after that it's busy on the coast ramp to the 403 and onto the ramp to the 410, all because of single lane long-term construction. Westbound on the QEW from Winston Churchill to west of Ford Drive, we have the left lane closed for construction.
Just split it 50-50
right now. In town, Toronto from Yonge today has reopened. Police have finished their investigation there, so that's good news. Keele and Whitburn, which is between Wilson and Shepherd, we have right lane closed either side for construction. Northbound is slow approaching Whitburn. Southbound is backed up from just south of Shepherd. Looks like we have an issue or construction at the intersection of Bayview and John.
Graduation from them did not give the right to enter the university. Thus, transition to secular education, then promotion of natural science, and then the Soviet period with its emphasis on industrialization and building of the communist world, lost classical languages from high school. However, humanities, ancient studies, Latin and ancient Greek in university were and I hope always will be relevant. Why would people today be interested in learning ancient Greek and Latin?
Если вы хотите понять
I always tell my students, if you want to understand the essence of a phenomenon, you must go to the roots, at Fonse's. If you want to become a good historian, you will have to read the original text from antiquity, the Middle Ages, the Renaissance. If one's a lawyer, then understanding of the origins of European and Slavic law will work only in conjunction with Roman and Byzantine law. In medicine and biology, all new and old terms are based on Latin and Greek. Latin is essential for a linguist studying Western European languages, because the key to understanding many grammatical, phonetic, and lexical phenomena in them lies in Latin. In Slavic languages, there are also a huge number of words of Latin origin. Understanding ancient Greek, you will easily understand the meaning of the words epidemic and pandemic.
You don't need to, I do too, and I don't need to know. See, you're trying to say it means it's drawn from because of the root mean. It doesn't matter where it drew from. We use it this way now because it used to mean this and that. Yeah, we know. They keep saying, oh, we use it because it's a dead language, so it's standardized. Well, you keep coming up with new words out of this dead language. Math is standardized. You keep trying to change it. Chinese is about as standardized as any language, conglomerated set of languages could be. You can speak Arabic and write in Chinese and be a white Muslim in China. Just have to be very careful because of the government. Yeah. No, for what reason does that cut off when I'm not doing any of that? That don't make sense.
Elle a commencé à 10 ans à chanter dans des chœurs. Elle va accompagner ou faire les premières parties de plusieurs artistes dans des grands festivals comme le Jean-Marie Barré ou le Bastien Picot, qui sont des festivals très connus à La Réunion.
Oui, c'est ça. Mais à quoi ressemble sa musique exactement?
Sa musique est à la fois simple et complexe car elle mêle plusieurs influences, un peu comme le piano de Kate Jarrett.
Ah, on est un peu perdu. Le pragma est perdu. Il est déliant.
Donc, le fin mot de l'histoire, c'est que Gwendoline Absalon est d'origine malbar.
Elle est mal barrée, Mister Divine.
Malbar, ça ne veut pas dire qu'elle est mal barrée.
Balèze.
Non, pas du tout. C'est-à-dire d'ascendance indienne.
Ok, MC0. Je vois.
Maloya réunionnaise, jazz occidentale et Morna capverdienne adoptée se mêlent ici à 1001 autres influences, aussi riches et variées que les peuples qui composent la douce et musicale île de la Réunion. Gwendoline, elle a plusieurs origines, un peu comme la Queen, la Madre, le pragma. Nathalie Makoma, qui, vivant aux Pays-Bas, a beaucoup de filiations en Europe, en Belgique, en France, mais qui est originaire du Congo et qui a traversé le monde entier pour faire son art. Donc la Queen, la Madre, nous rappelle à quel point un artiste peut être de différents pôles et ne pas appartenir juste à une seule contrée, un seul pays, country, comme on dit en anglais, mais être vraiment éclectique. En espérant que Gwendoline puisse avoir une carrière comme la sienne, parce qu'elle est assez exemplaire, Nathalie Makoma. Mon correspondant, c'est Antoine Tokamois qui nous a écrit de Kisangani, la belle ville de Kisangani. La richesse de l'info, force qui sont dibattements parmi
That's how rumors start, urban legends. People like me. See, people like me only think of. See, the problem is I don't know where some of this music comes from and how likely it is that they're gonna fucking get me in trouble for playing. Le ministre, oh shit. Le ministre Eteni Longondo déclare la fin de l'épidémie à virus Ebola dans l'est de la RDC. I saw virus. I didn't read the rest of it till just now when I saw Ebola. Maybe they're telling the truth about that. They don't know the vector for that. It says actuality. Do I gotta read this one out loud? I can. Why are you clicking and clacking? How do I bookmark this? Oh, there we go. How come these don't... I get it down. I don't want to... How often do you really want to download a web page? Like the whole web page? That feature should be buried somewhere. Here, it's right in between the menu and the star. I have a whole shitload of downloaded web pages that I know won't actually show up correctly. Le ministre Eteni Longondo déclare la fin de l'épidémie à virus Ebola dans l'est de la RDC. Oh, I don't think I trust anything you say. Your eyebrows look like devil horns. Holy shit. Holy shit. Doctor, two snakes or one? If he doesn't get the joke or know the answer, I don't trust him. Le ministre de la Santé en séjour à Goma, au Nord Kivu, a déclaré jeudi 25 juin la fin de la maladie à virus Ebola dans l'Ituri. Why is it the same glyph? L apostrophe I apostrophe L, I don't know. L'Ituri, le Nord Kivu et Sud Kivu, les 29 zones de santé de ces trois provinces de la partie est de la RDC ont été touchées par cette maladie déclarée le 1er août 2018. À ce jour, jeudi 25 juin, je suis heureux de déclarer solennellement la fin de la 10e épidémie de la maladie à virus Ebola dans la partie est de la République démocratique du Congo. C'est réjoui le ministre. No, the odd part is I haven't read out loud in French since grade 5. But I've been reading, and I didn't talk to it much at all until about 20. And I was reading out loud for all the people around me, the newspaper articles and things. Somewhere between 16 and 20 onwards. Probably around 16. In English. So, au total, 3463 cas ont été notifiés, dont 3317 confirmés et 146 cas probables. 2277 malades sont décédés, selon le ministre Eteni Longondo. Oh, do I really read the whole thing? How far is this? Okay, it's only this one screen full. And it's a 60/40 screen. Je remercie particulièrement le professeur Jean-Jacques Moyembe. Oh, wow. Richard, whatever, Van den Kerkhoff. I speak French. Okay, but not Micmac. Okay. Jean-Jacques, you want a native name? We'll talk about it. I will start over. Je remercie particulièrement le professeur Jean-Jacques Mayembe ainsi que toute son équipe de secrétariat technique qui a œuvré sans relâche pour l'obtention de cette performance. La victoire sur cette longue épidémie tient aussi de la résultante de la coopération internationale à travers nombre de nos partenaires d'appui au développement. Thank you, everybody who put up your money. C'est la bonne occasion pour moi de reconnaître leurs apports et contributions à la fois techniques et financiers avec le même engagement et la même détermination. Where are you going with this? Nous avons le devoir de vaincre tous les mots M-A-U-X, is it like maladie, qui disent mauvaise. We would have said mauvaise with S on there. Qui déstabilisant la croissance et le développement de notre pays, a dit le ministre. This is an older article I read before. The headline says, in Micmac, that would be Mbandaka. I don't know how you say it in Congolese or French. Mbandaka? I don't know. So Mbandaka, I'm going to say it like that. There's no consonants, or vowels. Un premier, lots of consonants. Un premier malade guéri d'Ebola reçoit son certificat de fin de prise en charge. So the first person to get, I don't know, so the first Ebola patient to get their certificate of basically discharge, the equivalent of that they are no longer being treated for Ebola, which means either you beat it or you're dead. This woman looks very surprised. She got a mask, hood, everything on. She still looks shocked at this camera. What day is this from? June 21st.
Due to COVID-19, he got a large ovation as if the game would be his last, and it was. He's okay with it, though. This from the announcement today on his podcast, Weighing It with Vince Carter.
I get it all the time. It's not fair. It's not right. And I get it.
We got that niggas to talk about, buddy. Fuck off. How much Ebola medication can you buy? Or whatever they fuck out. That's the drugs they fuck around with Ebola are so serious that they won't approve them for people with Ebola. Okay. Un premier malade guéri d'Ebola reçoit son certificat de fin de prise en charge. Yeah, the French is slightly different. There's little things that I'm like, what? Un premier malade a été déclaré guéri vendredi 19 juin, this is 2020, I'm guessing. Are we talking 19 something, June 20? Au centre de traitement de la maladie à virus Ebola, CTE, centre de la maladie à virus. So 3 letters, the CTE, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got 9 fucking words there down to 3. Il s'agit de l'infirmier Guy Moma qui a été infecté en plein shit, alors qu'il recevait sans protection un des premiers cas enregistrés, I'm not sure, dans la ville. Testé positif, il a été admis. Yeah, your French is so. Le 1er juin au centre de traitement d'Ebola, c'était installé jusque-là dans l'enceinte de l'hôpital général de référence de Wangata. It's in a Roman alphabet, English loanwords, a combination of French and Swiss and Montreal, like Ontario, Northern Ontario, French. I don't understand. What is your? Were you really write in Roman letters, or you use like some sort of? Do you use the symbols my people use? Avant de quitter le CTE, ce vainqueur d'Ebola a reçu son certificat de fin de prise en charge médicale. Fin de prise en charge médicale. Y compris une assistance matérielle des mains du gouverneur de province Dieudonné Bolaco et président du comité provincial de coordination. It's the same word, to riposte contre la maladie à virus Ebola. Remember, the fucking computer don't know the difference between like the lowercase and uppercase A look totally different to us, to the computer that's told to treat them exactly the same. I'm getting confused the same way. The gouverneur a également félicité la personne guérie pour sa coopération, laquelle dit-il, a favorisé le succès de sa prise en charge. Il lui a également prodigué des conseils utiles pour sa réinsertion sociale. Hold on. How long was he in care for? He was a nurse before, right? It's 5 zones de santé de la province de l'Équateur sur les 18 sont affectés par la maladie à virus Ebola. Mbendaka, Wangata, Bikoro, Iboko et Bolomba. Jusque-là, we don't say that up here. I don't think that's rare. Jusque-là. Right, okay, I don't know for sure. Jusque-là, il y a un cumul de 21 cas positifs, dont 13 décès, un seul guéri, et 7 autres malades en cours de prise en charge. I thought it's okay. Yeah, that guéri is fighting, right? My bad. Premier malade guéri. No, victim of. No, I didn't say that. Okay, hold on. Guéri, cured, beat, ward, battled. I understood the guy lived. That's all I needed to know. 13 dead. This guy lived 7 others in hospitals. Am I reading that right? Did I read it right this time?
That are made in Canada to non-medical face masks, starting at just $27.99
Everybody wants to sell me
for a pack
face
of 50.
masks.
Order today at UnitedCanadaInc.com and get free shipping anywhere in Canada. Together, united. Now, 680 News regional weather conditions for Coy Brothers.
You can get all your landscape accessories
Like safety glasses, hearing
Hey, I
protection,
think I
printers,
concentrated
yard
the coffee
bags, and
was
more.
from the Coy Brothers
That's a
website.
still. Hey, wait a second. Right, a little slow.
In
got a
Ajax
still
right
right
now,
here.
sunny sky, 20
Holy
degrees. Newmarket, a few clouds, and 19. Downtown
Not
Toronto,
Lincoln some days.
it's partly cloudy,
I could just
also
put it by
19.
there.
This is CFTR 680 News. It's 11 o'clock.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather.
That water's sterile enough.
Toronto.
But it's got metals and shit.
And Sarah Barrett.
What happened to the new beat?
Good morning. This is Thursday, the 25th of June.
Good morning. Here's what's making news this hour.
Authority will be asking City Council
That piece of paper
to
says
consider
free.
making significant
That's why I
changes
didn't
to
take it off.
policing in
It's
Toronto,
appropriate.
including a non-police-led response to non-violent mental health calls.
The province is detailing the
Free
massive
food,
effect
because it says it twice
COVID-19
for
is
some
having
reason.
on our
There we go, that's
tourism
it.
industry,
Free
as
food.
there's now just 2 small Ontario towns being held back from stage 2 of reopening. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau rejecting
You just
the
called
idea
him
of
Prime
a
Minister,
prisoner
you
swap with
bastard. I
China,
heard you.
despite growing calls to release Huawei executive Meng Wanzhou in exchange for the 2 Michaels. He says it would put more Canadians at risk.
Well,
Canada's
not if you learn the
Mackenzie
fucking
Shears
lesson,
takes over the lead in the
stupid.
Travelers Championship, and Vince Carter
chunk
calls
of
it a
lead.
career sport at 15.
Very modest moves, but still a fair bit of fluctuation on Bay and Wall Street. The Dow is down by 7, the TSX up 22, and oil is grinding higher. Business at 26.
John Tory's in the city council arguing about getting rid of cops. John Tory doesn't know what he's got crazy.
Well, this report is brought to you by City TV. On the eastbound 401, you're going to find delays
He's gotta
from
sit down and have a
Mississauga
joint
Road on and up
and
to
get
Huron,
wins
Ontario,
Friday.
then delays from
You need to
Islington
get
and the
fucked up
Express and
till
onto the
Monday.
ramp to Highway 400. On the
And
eastbound
Tuesday to
401
recover.
east
So you
of
got
the
shit to
GTA,
do
going to
Wednesdays
Port
and
House,
rest of the month.
approaching
So off,
York Road.
Canada Day.
All 3 lanes are
There you
blocked
go.
for paving.
Make
Only
your
the
cursory
shoulders getting behind
Tuesday
and
morning
James
appearance
from
from
Wesley
Canvas
Hills
in
to
30
approaching
seconds.
Toronto Road. On the westbound 401, approaching
Especially
Avenue
wearing
Road,
the
the
Mick
Express.
Jagger
An issue on the right
type of
shoulder just causing a
glasses.
minor
They're
delay right
glasses,
now. So
guys.
minor bunch on West 401 and the Express approaching Avenue Road. It's not too bad. A watch out westbound on the 409 on the ramp to Kipling in the right lane. There's a stalled vehicle. On the Toronto bound QEW at North Shore, the right lane is closed for construction. It's jammed up from the upside of the Burlington Skyway. Construction on city streets up in Vaughan. Again at Major Mackenzie and Dufferin. Lanes reduced for construction. Eastbound Major Mackenzie is jammed for approaching Peter Rupert to east of Dufferin, and westbound is
One of those
jammed
fucking
approaching
things
Sir
that that's
Benson Drive
pate.
to west of
I hate
Dufferin.
this
We also have
English. It's
construction on
fucking me up.
Bayview and Jana again today.
I never thought
And
about what to call it
northbound
until
Bayview is jammed
fucking
up from
English people
Laurel
started
up to
fucking
John.
telling me what to
Southbound
call it.
Bayview, that's jammed up from the 407
So my friends
down
tell me.
towards
I'm
Rockfield
punch
Circuit,
up.
where there's also construction. Then
Carrots
again,
sounds like
from
Bob
Royal
Marley.
Orchard
That's
down
Bob
towards
Marley.
John because of that
Marley over
other
here.
construction zone. So a lot of construction
Okay,
happening on
nice
Bayview
beautiful,
between
yeah.
John and the 407 today. Get the latest news affecting our community every night on City News at 6 and 11, only on City TV. Next report, 11:11 with the forecast. Here's Jill Taylor.
The wind will become quite gusty out of the southwest. Just a slight chance, though, of some showers or even an isolated thunderstorm today. The guaranteed high 26 for tonight, mainly clear at 16. For today, the guaranteed high 26 and partly cloudy, 19 in downtown Toronto. 680 News Time, 11:03.
Well, Toronto Mayor John Tory says when it comes to policing in this community, he hopes that change is coming. The mayor announcing today he plans to put forward a motion at the next council meeting that should get that ball rolling.
680's Momin Qureshi joins us live with an explanation on what the mayor is hoping to do. Momin?
Sarah, there have been calls for significant changes to policing for a long time, particularly over the last few weeks with protests not only here in the streets of Toronto, but across North America and really around the world, calling for the defunding of the police or significant changes to the way they make response calls, particularly when it comes to mental health issues, anti-Black racism, all those big issues that are on the table right now today. Mayor Tory announcing that he's bringing a motion to the City Council meeting next week to call for some of those significant types of changes.
We have the opportunity for your city government to fully support accelerating the pace of policing changes in Toronto and committing to addressing the questions of what police do, what they should do going forward, and how they do it, among many other questions. This is a package which contemplates real changes to policing and the ways in which people and communities are kept safe in our city.
Now, one of the significant changes outlined here in this motion is the creation of a non-police-led response to non-violent mental health
is a complete
calls.
lack of
creation of a whole different unit there. One of the things that's also being outlined in this report is that if all these changes are met, there would be a natural
where my skin is white, there's no
with money allocated to other things. However, Tory refusing to put a price tag on how much that would be. There was a motion being brought to council next week led by Councillor Josh Manlow calling for 10% funding. Tory updated them on what this would be, saying we have to figure out what the changes are first before we see what that amount is. Reporting live, I'm Alden Karashi.
Well, the impact of COVID-19 on the province's tourism industry certainly in the spotlight today. Along with the latest COVID case count, our Stuart McGinn is joining us now with the latest provincial details this morning. Stuart.
Steve, the Financial Accountability Office of Ontario says from February to May of this year, revenue for sectors connected to tourism fell by as much as 26%.
Oh, you're fucked up! Holy
shit! Culture, Lisa McLeod, there's a bleak outlook for what could lie ahead.
Why didn't you run when you hit the ground, bro?
Hardest and will likely take the longest to recover.
I'm squishy because I think
the FAO says until international travel significantly returns in post-COVID life, losses in tourism spending could surpass $11 billion, while physical distancing measures could affect revenue for any possible return to sports or other public events. McLeod says that's why funding this sector the right way will be key over the next 1 to 3 years as part of this recovery. These concerns come as Ontario reports 183 new cases today, with the curve flattening out over the last 10 days as cases average close to 200. There were also 10 new deaths today and more than 27,000 tests completed, while concerns of testing migrant workers in Leamington and Kingsville as both farming towns just outside of Windsor staying put in stage 1, while the rest of Ontario is now in stage 2 of the reopening plan as of today. Reporting live, Stuart McGinn, 680 News.
Breaking news from Ottawa, where the Prime Minister is rejecting growing calls to release a Huawei executive in order to secure the release of Michael Kovrig and Michael Spavor, who've been languishing in a Chinese jail for the last 18 months. Let's get more details from 680's Parliament Hill reporter Cormac McSweeney.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau not backing down in this standoff with China and says while he respects the experts and former diplomats who have recently signed a letter calling for a prisoner swap to end the tensions, he disagrees with them. Trudeau notes that idea may endanger more Canadians.
If countries around the world, including China, realize that by arbitrarily arresting random Canadians, they can
they won't do it to randoms, bro, because every country's not China.
Well, that makes an awful lot more Canadians who travel around the world vulnerable to that kind of pressure.
Canadian authorities took Huawei executive Meng Wanzhou into custody over American allegations and extradition requests about violating sanctions on Iran. Soon after, Canadians Michael Spavor and Michael Kovrig were arrested, and China has now charged them with espionage. The Prime Minister also announcing today details of the student service grant, which will give students between $1,000 and $5,000 for volunteering with COVID-19 efforts. Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill.
We've heard a second wave of COVID-19 is all but inevitable in this country, but scientists say there are some things we can do to avoid another lockdown.
China's who's fucking buying the treasury.
Toronto sewers, as we hear from 680's Jamie Pulfer.
They make the deal go through quick enough.
Just coming out on the other side of the first wave of COVID-19. And now many believe a second wave is going to happen. It's just a matter of time, according to BC's top doctor, Bonnie Henry.
If we look historically at all of the pandemics, that is what has happened.
But experts say it's possible to eliminate a second wave altogether, suggesting we may instead see several smaller waves.
Bullshit. Did you just make this up as they go, it won't be a big wave, a bunch of smaller. What are you talking about?
Because we have a better idea of what
it's never going to go away. That's much better.
Suggesting we've learned 10 years of research in the last 6 months. The Toronto Star reports researchers with Ryerson University are tracking our sewage to provide an early warning system, hoping to look for virus trends in specific areas, like hospitals, long-term care homes, even airports. I'm Jamie
This is such a good pesticide.
COVID-19 case numbers rise because of growing problems in the U.S. Health experts are warning that politicians and the public are letting a disaster unfold. Dr. Matt Hines at Tucson Medical Center in Arizona says the virus is affecting all demographics.
My own hospital, we've seen, unfortunately, folks in their 20s, 30s, and 40s actually
have pretty bad outcomes and in some cases actually dying.
Now, 34,700 cases reported Tuesday returned the U.S. to its near April peak of 36,400 new cases in a single day.
Heads up for TTC riders. A portion of Young Subway on Line 1 is shut down today and tomorrow for track work. The TTC says there is no service between Finch and Shepherd Young stations. Shuttle buses are running frequently during this closure. The TTC says Subway riders shouldn't have to wait longer than 2 minutes. Finch and Shepherd Young stations remain open for Presto fare sales and access to surface routes in Line 4.
And the province's double blue license plates will stop being issued next week. The plates with the slogan "A place to roam" were scrapped back in May after criticism that they could simply not
3 months, they're already falling apart.
Conditions, especially by police. The Toronto Star reports the flawed blue plates have still been distributed because Service Ontario didn't have enough of the old white plates. But Minister Lisa Thompson's office says they will have ample stock by the end of next week. The government's website says anyone with a blue license plate will be contacted.
It's the best workmanship you're ever going to find.
News gas price update and predicts the price will drop 4 cents at midnight to $1.09 a liter.
It's helping you
I like the
navigate
distinction of prisoner labor and slave labor, because they didn't run out and grab these guys to be slaves. We could work with them. There's a whole bunch of shit that's going on. The system as a whole is
with over 150 hospitals across Canada.
TRILCOR, TRILCOR,
and raising donations for frontline workers to ensure the most important connections can always be made.
The corporation.
And she's sleeping at it. Have a good chance.
Because that's how we'll move forward together. To help support our frontline workers, donate today at frontlinefund.ca.
Everybody in and out of there that gets to the point of getting these jobs most likely got some sort of...
Time now for traffic and weather. Taking on the ones. Jordan Creek.
This report is brought to you by the Big Apple on the westbound 401. Issues approaching Amity Road and the Express have cleared away, and it's moving fine through there. It is busy on the collector ramps to the 403 and onto the ramp to the 410. That's all because of single-lane long-term construction. The westbound 409 ramp to Kempley, problems there have cleared up, which is good news. On the eastbound 401, you're going to find delays approaching Mississauga Road to Huron, Ontario. Then busy from Islington in the Express onto the 400 ramp. If you're heading east in the GTA, that construction in Port Hope is back. Eastbound 401 is jammed from Wesley, though, to approaching Toronto Road, where the 3 lanes are blocked. Only the shoulders getting through, all because of paving. Highway 2 is a lot better than the 401 right now through this stretch. You can rejoin once you're in Port Hope. Now, on the Toronto-bound QEW and North Shore, the right lane is closed for construction. It's backed up from the Burlington Skyway. They've heavy delays on city streets because of construction happening on Bayview, north and southbound Bayview at John. Up in Richmond Hill, we have lanes blocked for construction. Northbound Bayview backed up from Laurelleaf up to John. And southbound Bayview, that's heavy from the 407 down to Bromfield Circuit, which is just south of there because of construction. And again, it's slow going from south of there down towards John because of the second construction zone. So a lot of construction on Bayview, and it's causing heavy delays this morning.
Yeah, maybe it's not as different as I think it is, but for example, there's no such thing as going off to do it.
Look for the big
say that to these old Quebec people,
exit 497 or visit thebigapple.ca. Next report at 11:21 on the forecast. Joe Taylor.
Most areas will stay dry today. Just a slight chance of some showers or an isolated thunderstorm. A gusty southwest wind. Guaranteed high 26 for tonight. Mainly clear and 16. And tomorrow sunshine 29. Feel like 32. Back to the higher heat and humidity. For today, the guaranteed high 26. Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy and 19 degrees. Houston Airport is cloudy and 22. 680 news time, 11:13.
What's 420s and 15? Right, 420, 15. That's a number in French.
All over the place today, Chris.
Yes, and as it stands right now, we've got a mixed picture on
North American
markets.
Count past 50 really easy to
by 20 points, 15,314. The Dow is down 30, the S&P off by 2, and the Nasdaq down by 7. So U.S. markets off the lows for the day, but also off the highs for the day. Gold is down $6, $17.69. We've got oil higher by 0.5%, or 18 cents to $38.19 a barrel. And the Canadian dollar is down by
we can't catch it from the speaker. It don't fucking matter.
7 cents U.S.
No, but for years, forever.
McCusker.
Direct invest with Scotia iTrade. Get started in 3 easy steps and begin your investing journey from home today. Learn more at scotiaitrade.com.
Was it a security guard that almost got in trouble or something? Because
Drive a Tucson, the SUV that's up for any
wandering around at work.
Drive an Elantra with
He doesn't seem to be hurting it. He's wandering around at work, recording himself farting and uploading it to the internet. It's dumb, but harmless.
So you can buy with confidence.
You want to hear perfect people living a perfect life while our shit's all fucked up. That will make us feel better. People need to see stability.
As we head into the summer, the Catholic teachers of Duffer and Peel know the impact of global events on our students, who no longer have school, clubs, or sports teams to support them. That's why Kids Help Phone is there, offering young people 24/7 support by phone, chat, and text. The need is greater than ever. Please donate at kidshelpphone.ca to make sure they can always be there. A message from the Catholic teachers of Duffer and Peel,
I heard that.
supporters of children and youth.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
We've got partly cloudy conditions and 19 degrees in the city's core. Good morning from the 680 News broadcast.
No, I'm not saying the kids all live the same. That will be true. But like,
top stories this hour.
Mayor John Tory
back
said he
in
will
their
put
head,
forward
the
a
only way
motion
to
to
tell them all
council
apart
next
is
week
the
that could
fact
see
that
some
all their grades have
significant
been
changes
slightly
to the way
different.
policing is done in this community.
If you don't see
Public
that, you don't
reviews
see
on the
that
story will have a
much
full
better.
rundown at 11:30. Also this morning, Ontario's minister responsible for
C'est
tourism
quoi la
talking about the impact
ponctuation?
of
À quoi
COVID-19
cette,
on the industry. It comes as provincial health officials now announcing 189 new cases of COVID-19 in the province today.
Right, we're going to this jouet
Time now though for 680 Sports and from Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Here's Andrew Nye. Andrew.
Steve, he put basketball in this country on the map, and despite how things ended in Toronto, Vince Carter has completed a Hall of Fame career. The 22-year NBA vet officially...
Really? You've been here since they invented a dinosaur to name the team after? You motherfucker. There's emissions. I don't know what Okapi service means. I thought this whole thing was a service. I thought everything was a service. I thought if you were doing that, I thought your website, you know, like, I thought that was part of your service. What you do here was your service. If you go, like, it's just not, this is the service. Yeah, I got leg ulcers on my freaking arms. Oh yeah, and within almost 60 seconds of putting him up there, there was a little tiny spider hanging off his snout that already had something all wrapped up. It was weaving something. I don't know if it actually caught a bug or if it just caught a piece of dust or what. Comment aider les PME congolaises à relancer leur activité? I guess, how long is it? Short. I thought they would give some sort of, I know the Prime Minister don't say much, but I thought they would give some sort of interpretation. 92 minutes, 35 seconds. That will be later. 92. What are you, preloading the fucking? You better not be. I assume I can download that. Yeah, telecharge. Yeah, I knew that's what that meant. Like, it's not a word. I don't even have an equivalent to explain telecharge to someone. Download. Well, how does what? Tele means down and charger means load? No, not really. Sort of. But not really. Sort of. No, it doesn't make sense. You can't fucking relate that shit to people. Where's my back button? Fuck you, I'll use this button. I got extra ones. 90, what did I just say? 92 minutes of change. Jesus. What date is it from? April 27th, 2020. 14:57. So, if nothing else, we won't be the only ones that haven't listened to it yet that intend to. We're not that far behind. We're not that far behind. Lato sonore. Un jeu pour occuper. You wouldn't say that in French. You say occuper. Isn't there not? Occuper. I'm not sure. Occuper les enfants en période de confinement. I don't know if I shared it. I think I shared it because I listened to half of it, but I guess I can't remember. It's only 10 minutes. I listened to 5. It was too much. Oh, I got this one downloaded, I think. Then I'd have to go to music and yeah, no. playing it twice and using up their bandwidth. I'm just justifying to the UN why they're paying for this. I did download it, but if I try to pull that app, I need a different music app. I want to say, can't we get these kids over there to build us apps on their phones? And I realize there's no cell coverage in Congo, is there? Just like Haiti, why is there a huge FM/AM network? Exactly. Oh, no, the song button just fucking... Because I'm high as fuck. No.
Okapi Service. Service Plus. La période des confinements est assez difficile pour les parents et les enfants, mais avec un peu d'organisation et de créativité, tout ça.
Yeah, try that again.
Okapi Service. Service Plus. La période des confinements est assez difficile pour les parents et les enfants, mais avec un peu d'organisation et de créativité, tout se passera au mieux. Pour aider les parents à organiser l'école à la maison, la SBEL Orthokin propose un certain nombre de jeux pour les enfants qui ont des difficultés d'apprentissage, comme les troubles de langage. Parmi ces jeux, le loto sonore des bruits familiers. C'est quoi le loto sonore? Comment ça fonctionne? On en parle aujourd'hui avec Jessica Ikete, logopède orthophoniste et présidente d'Orthokin. Jessica Ikete, bonjour.
Bonjour. Alors, le loto sonore, c'est un jeu assez simple qu'on peut construire à la maison, en fait. Pour construire ce petit loto sonore, on a besoin de contenants et de contenu. Les contenants, ça peut être des petites bouteilles de jus, des flacons de yaourt. On peut dire à peu près 6 bouteilles ou 6 flacons de yaourt. Oui. Et à l'intérieur des bouteilles, on met des petites choses. Ça peut être des cailloux, des perles, des boutons, des capuchons de stylo. Juste quand on choisit par exemple des capuchons de stylo, il faut sonore, on a besoin de contenants et de contenu. Les contenants, ça peut être des petites bouteilles de jus, des flacons de yaourt. On peut dire à peu près...
Stop completely. This is retarded. They ping the fuck out of my shit every time I do this shit. It don't matter what the source is.
His advice for employees who are nervous: call your employer, talk to them about what measures have been taken in order to prevent the spread of COVID-19.
Now, labor lawyer says if you do return to work and see a potential safety issue, you can report it to the Ministry of Labor.
You keep watching.
City News Time 11:21.
Time now for traffic and weather together on the ones. Jordan Kerr.
And this report is brought to you by the Seasons on Little Lake. And thanks to the traffic spotter letting us know about this new crash on the eastbound 401 east of Mississauga Road. The central lane is blocked with a crash involving a couple of trucks and a car. No emergency crews are on scene yet. It must be a fresh one. Eastbound 401 is jamming up fast from east of Winston Churchill to east of Mississauga Road. Again, the central lane is blocked off. And when emergency crews get here, they will likely block off another lane, as they usually do when a central lane's blocked off. So it's going to get worse. Eastbound 401 after that is slow going from east of Dixon to the 400 ramps, primarily slow in the express lanes. Collectors a bit busy, but express lanes are slower. Then eastbound 401 as you go into Port Health, it's heading east of Wesleyville towards Toronto Road, all because of paving taking up